Welcome to Lesson 2, where I'll be describing the toolbars in the 3D modeling portion of the program. I will discuss a peculiar functionality we call modes and demonstrate how to load a status display configuration which will color code and hide members. Along the top you have your pull-down menus going from File to Help. Every command that is in the window is located within these pull-downs. You will notice on each pull-down that there is a Help button that will describe in depth each command located within the menu. Also, you have in these menu cascade menus. And when you hover your mouse over a dotted line, you are able to left click on your mouse while hovering over this dotted line and tear off the menu. You will select the X to go ahead and close this. As you move your mouse over the icons, a description balloon will appear describing the tool name. On the right side of the menu, there is the model tree, which is a very useful tool for locating items as well as other helpful operations. I'm going to type in 1237B2 into the Find. Then I will select Find twice and then select the member. Notice the reciprocating functionality between what is selected in the tree and what is selected in the model. I will now right-click and zoom and fit to this member. Right-click again and then change this member into a solid mode. This number on the right of the parent, 1/1, indicates how many members are visible in the display out of the total number of members in the model with this fabricator piece mark. SDS2 does not have an undo function in modeling, meaning that if you make a modification, it is instantly written to disk, and the only way to undo an action is to manually undo it yourself. This is because all users are working in real time on the same model. Modifications made by one user are instantly seen by others working on the project. It is as if everyone is working on the central model. You're not required to check in or check out models. But what we do have is an undo view option. By either right-clicking or typing U on your keyboard or selecting the icon, you can scroll back through all the previously buffered views. On to the right-click menu. The right-click menu, shortcut keys, and toolbar were specifically designed for each station type. For example, the Approval Station, Erector Station, and Erector Plus. All toolbars, right-click menus, shortcut keys, and modes can be modified and individually set to be loaded at module startup. As we previously discussed, you can undo your view. Notice at the top of the screen the view that you originally opened is visible. As I go and press my U key on my keyboard, I will scroll through my buffered views. These buffered views can become quite numerous. This buffer will be cleared when you close the modeling window, but if you wish to clear the buffer without closing the window, simply right-click and then select Clear View Buffer. Now all of those buffered views have become emptied. Let's confirm this by pressing the Undo View button. Before I proceed any further, I'd like to mention when you're working in the review stations, Approval, Erector, and Fabricator, you are not able to delete members or their elements such as bolts, welds, and connection material. You can set the status and properties, view items, and generate reports, but you don't need to worry about messing up the model. Commands can be nested in what we call modes. A mode is a collection of commands executed by associated mouse buttons. Looking at the top left of the screen, we'll see indicated the Select Items mode. This is the default mode which we'll use for nearly all operations. The icon next to this is only a display of what each mouse button will do. The white box shows the command executed by the left button, yellow the middle button, and green the right button. When you press and hold Shift, or if you hold Control on your keyboard, you'll be able to run the visible commands associated with each mouse button. For example, if you go and press and hold Shift on your keyboard, you'll see the Rotate command. While pressing and holding Shift, you can select from your middle mouse button which will run the Rotate command. Now you can rotate the model as long as you hold and press the middle mouse button. Once the mouse button is selected, you can even release the keyboard shift button. When executing commands, you'll see instructions or information displayed in the status line information icon to the right of the button binding display icon. The keyboard escape button will allow you to cancel a command during an operation or return back to a default select items mode or close or cancel open windows. For example, if you were to type ZZ on your keyboard, this would execute the navigation mode. When escape is selected from the keyboard, you will return to the default select items mode. Some other information icons are the elevation display for when you are in a plan view, the XYZ display for coordinate locations, and the view display, which displays the current open view. When revert is selected from the file drop-down, the view will return to the indicated current view positioning. The scroll wheel on your mouse allows you to zoom in and out. This is active in many of the modes and is very useful when trying to select specific points. As you zoom in, you'll notice that text appears. This can cause the view to become quite cluttered. Though you can use the pull-down icon or shortcut key, I will use my right-click and then select the display options. From this location, you can quickly show and hide various items. For example, secondary view lines, fabrication piece marks, and let's not leave out that giant green box called terrain. Note that the display option settings are stored for your profile. So the next time you open modeling, the last used settings will be loaded. A tool used to mask or hide items or to color code the model is called Status Display. The configurations for Status Display can be modified and saved, and the configurations can be shared. When you receive your project for review, the detailer will have created and sent a Status Display configuration that will hide all the steel that is not in your current submittal. It will also show members that are on hold and will cause the model members to change color when you set the approval status. Erectors will usually receive a configuration indicating the fabricator sequencing. There are several locations that this status display can be run. Before this lesson, I'll run it from the bottom icon. Select the Browse button. In SDS2, if you look really close, the icon is a filing cabinet. This is our Browse button. Now locate the configuration where you placed it. On the first run, this may take some time to load, but once cached, the following executions will run swiftly until the current modeling window is closed. You can quickly toggle the status display on and off by using the status display icon checkbox. We will notice that the display portion does not seem complete. This is due to depth check. For now, I will use the icon at the top of the screen to toggle off and on the depth check. Depth check allows you to crop your view. This tool will be covered in future lessons. This is the conclusion of this video. Please proceed to Lesson 3, Navigation.